Hey guys, it's Anya,
it's Callie,
and this is going to be our creepy story time about our creepy Spanish teacher. To give you a brief insight, this Spanish teacher we had for full 9 weeks because we had French for 9 weeks, Spanish for 9 weeks, Chinese for 9 weeks, and technology for 9 weeks. And it was absolute torture because whole 9 weeks with a creepy Spanish teacher is a lot. We're also going to have some brief notes to touch on topics we want to talk to you guys about. So yeah.
So when we first got in his class, we immediately got a weird vibe. He was just really creepy. So yeah. And then, so this is the main story of how me and Anya really got that we were 100% sure that he was creepy. We had feelings about it, but we weren't sure. Right. So we were planning on having a party in Spanish, but the day of the party, no one brought food besides me, Anya, and this other boy. And so at the end of the day, we had to go back and get Anya's punch because no one drank it. So we go in his class, and he's just like, "Oh, hello, girls," in his accent. And we're just like, what? And then because he kind of did an eyebrow raise and a face. And then Anya was like, "Oh, we just have to get our punch." And he was like, "Oh, okay. I thought you were here for something else." And that just freaked us out.
The way he said it was just not right.
Yeah. And it's we're little kids. You are 40 years old. So yeah, we get our punch and we just I just remember us running down the halls what just happened?
Yeah, we were confused.
Yeah.
So the third thing we're gonna cover about is he stared at kids' butts. And there's only one way to say it. He would stand at the back of the room and stare at kids' butts. And this is what was told to me by an older kid, and she was like, okay, so he just stares at kids' butts in the back of the room. Another thing that an older student told me was that he was so disgusting. She told me that one time one of the students got an answer wrong, and she was being pushed against a wall, and he said something weird to her, and she immediately got chills and backed away. And I really wish this girl would have said something because this poor girl obviously was not treated well.
Yeah. So the next thing was that he would I had his homeroom and his wheel, so I had him all year practically. So in homeroom he would come by and whisper things in girls' ears, and they would all just be like, "What did he say?" It never happened to me, but my friends would be he would just come to them and whisper things and touch their shoulders and their necks and their backs. And one time he would rub my friend's shoulders and her back, and it was really creepy.
Okay, so another thing was that one time I raised my hands and we were doing an art project. So I raised my hands and I was like, "Can I get markers?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll bring them to you." So I was like, "Okay." So he bring the markers to me, and then he was handing them to me, and he was he took my hands and kind of rubbed against them. It was so weird. It was the worst feeling ever. I immediately pulled my hands back because I was like, what is he doing? So that was really, really creepy. Mm-hmm. Another thing was that he followed me to the restroom. I'm not kidding. So we were basically, it was, I don't remember what period it was, but during one of my periods, I just went to the restroom and I was like, okay, I have a free period and let me go. So I went to the restroom, and he just I saw him following me, and I was like, what is he doing? And it was so weird. I got chills behind my back, and I was just trying to walk quickly, but it was really, really creepy. And it wasn't oh, he just happens to be going the same way I'm going. No, it was more she's going that way, I'm just heading straight that way. I would turn, he would turn with me. If I would keep going straight, he would keep going straight. And I was like, what is he doing? And suddenly one of the authorities, we're just gonna call it Mr. B, came past, and he's he checks the halls a lot. So as soon as he walked past, he looked he was looking at Mr. R. I was about to say the name, and he was like, "Hi, Mr. R." And he was like, Mr. R was like, "Oh yeah, hello," and he immediately got nervous and quickly shuffled away. And I feel maybe the other teachers knew something about him.
And then another thing was, so a lot of times back in 6th grade, me and Anya would do some snooping around, and to try and find more facts about him, we'd do these fake little searches online about him. So I was home alone one day, and I was just like, hey, maybe he has a Twitter account. So I looked up his name, where we live, and then his Twitter popped up. And I clicked on his Twitter, and the first thing there was a picture of a girl in a bikini, and it said, the caption was, "I like that." And I was just
definitely
like,
not appropriate for a middle school.
exactly. And I was like, what the heck?
Another note I do want to add about that is that you could be like, oh, maybe he's just getting a little weird, like, about his wife or something. That was not his wife, because one of my good friends did actually see him and his wife and his kids at the mall one time. I'm not going to say her name, but she did tell me that, oh, I saw them. And I was like, wait, but Callie saw another picture with another girl who was much younger than him.
Yeah.
And, like, in a, like, tiny bikini. And we were just like, wait, it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So another thing was, he would do this weird thing where he would, like, at the end of class, he'd be like, okay, boys, line up. And all the guys would, like, line up for lunch. And then he would, like, make all the girls sit down. And then he would turn on the Spanish pop music at the end of class. And he would make all the girls get up and dance. He'd be like, and then one time, it got way too bad. Like, first off, it was already bad. Because why would you make all the boys line up while you're making us dance? And if we didn't dance, we wouldn't get to go to line. The problem was that he got really bad with it. He took one of the girl's hands and tried to dance with her. And she obviously didn't want to. She, like, kind of pulled away. She was like, and then he just grabbed them again and tried to, like, spin her and, like, dance with her, and which was really, really creepy.
Yeah. So, this year we came to school and we found out that he was fired. Now, rumors are going on around how people found his record, but most people think that it's just because his test scores were so bad that they fired him. But to this day, we don't know what happened to him. Last we heard of him was before summer, so we don't know where he is today, but
hopefully not anywhere near kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully somewhere in prison.
Yeah. Okay, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.